Hi, everyone. It is Craig, and we wanted to kind of bring you up to date on what we're watching here as we head into the afternoon, because we do have the potential, we think, for a few thunderstorms that could get a little strong to severe later today. But there's a couple of things that I wanted to go over, kind of what we're watching now and what we're going to be watching for later today. And we're going to kind of break this down for you because we think we have not only the severe potential later today, but also again Saturday. So we're going to talk about what's happening now with the wet weather, and we're going to do some analysis here along with you and kind of walk you through this for the afternoon. So I know a lot of you are chiming in. I'll try to get to your comments as fast as I can, but I just kind of want to discuss the weather first, and then I'll try and answer some questions. So what we're going to start here with is this is a computer model for what we call CAPE, which is convective available potential energy. CAPE is basically the fuel for thunderstorms. All right. So the takeaway from this particular map is where you see the darker colors, the greens, the yellows, the oranges, and the reds. That's where the sauce, if you will, for these thunderstorms are. We're going to run through this here, and we'll track the convective available potential energy for you. So here we are right now this morning. Notice Erie, Meadville, down to Youngstown, the 79 corridor, all of the viewing area. No colors are showing up. Well, that's because we have cloud cover. When we have sun, that adds energy to the atmosphere, or fuel to these thunderstorms. Now, what we were watching last night is a complex of thunderstorms that developed over Wisconsin and Michigan and is sliding southeast. That is in the weakening state right now. But let's run this out, and you can see most of the time, the darker colors, the yellows, the reds, and even the kind of purplish colors are over Ohio. Okay, so the highest likelihood for the worst of the weather appears to be over portions of north central Ohio. Now, notice as we go through the afternoon and into the evening, we have some greens and some yellows showing up here, okay? And there we are in this evening. Notice some of these darker colors moving right up the I-90 corridor right there around 9, 10 o'clock tonight. That is fuel for these thunderstorms, okay? So I think how this works today is we have a band of showers that's coming through now, which will tend to stabilize the atmosphere. What happens after that is what's of interest to me. If we can break out into some sunshine, which I think we will, at least breaks of sunshine, that's going to destabilize or kind of recharge the atmosphere and will lead to the potential for additional showers and storms as we head into the afternoon hours. So let's model this out for you on Futurecast. And I think it's doing a pretty good job right now with the light rain showers that are coming through. First things first, these are not severe, the showers that are coming through this morning. Okay, so there you are, noon, lunchtime, and then notice what happens. The showers exit, and I think there's going to be some thin spots in the clouds, and it's not going to take much. Okay, think about this. We're going towards the longest day of the year, right? The summer solstice. So the sun is strong. So even just the tiniest bit of sunshine will destabilize the atmosphere. With the rain moving out, we get some breaks of sunshine. Then watch as we go into this afternoon. 4, 5, 6 o'clock. Boom. There you go. Showers and thunderstorms reignite. And notice how they're kind of individual, right? They're discrete. So that means that signature that you see on the Futurecast right there, what that's telling me is that any one of these cells that pop up this afternoon, late this afternoon, will have the potential for damaging wind, some hail, and downpours, okay? So that's what we're going to be watching for as we head into this afternoon. And you can see it winds down as we head towards this evening. There could be a leftover shower thunderstorm overnight into Saturday morning. I don't think that will be severe. Then what happens on Saturday? Here we go into the afternoon. Another line. And notice right here, okay, here you are, 2, 3 o'clock. Notice this line coming through Saturday afternoon. Notice how it kind of has like a bow and arrow shape or like a backwards C. That signature is what we call a bow echo, which usually means that there's going to be a pretty strong gust of wind with this line if it forms, if this particular computer model is right. So that's why I don't think we're out of the woods yet for Saturday afternoon. You can see that line shifts to the south as we go through Saturday. So let's talk about the severe weather risk today. All right, so this is a convective outlook, which is just a thunderstorm outlook, okay? And what you're seeing here is a level of 1 to 5, basically. We are considered in a slight risk, and I really don't like that term, slight, because you might think of slight and go, well, it's no big deal. Actually, it's a pretty good chance for us whenever you see slight. All right, so notice all the yellow that encompasses the entire viewing area. That's a level 2 out of 5. That there will likely be something developing as we head into the afternoon. Some areas might get a little rain. Other areas will get heavier rain, and then other areas will be unfortunate enough to get some frequent lightning and damaging wind, okay? So that's what this map means. It's a thunderstorm outlook, and you can see the scale there at the top, right? So we're in the yellow category. That's a level 2, which means there's a slight risk, but in actuality, when we see that as meteorologists, we kind of start to pay attention a little bit more. Now, a lot of people always ask, okay, what about the tornado potential? Well, we've been taking a look at that too, and this is what we see in terms of a potential weak spin-up tornado. Notice the chance is not 0, okay? And again, this would be for later today, but notice that you get into the 5 percentile over far western Crawford, far western Erie County, into Ashtabula County, and then into Ohio. So if I had to hedge my bets, this the highest likelihood for a brief spin-up tornado would be over Ohio. The chance is certainly not 0 here, but we're going to keep an eye on that potential too. I think the more likely scenario with any of these thunderstorms that develop this afternoon is a damaging wind threat. Damaging wind gusts in excess of 60, 65 miles an hour. You can see there we are in the 15 percentile risk for that. So that's the entire viewing area. But again, as you work your way west into Ohio, notice the chances ramp up to 30%. So storms likely will have damaging wind over north central Ohio. For us, again, can't rule it out, but we'll keep an eye on that. Again, this threat is 4 to 10 today. All right, so keep that in mind when you're viewing these maps. 4 to 10 p.m., that's probably when we're going to have some feisty storms coming through. Also, obviously, we have to keep an eye on hail. 5 percentile risk for hail here. You know, you get these thunderstorms that grow really tall, and you get the updraft and the downdraft, and that can create hail. So that's another aspect of the forecast that we're going to be watching as we head into and through the afternoon. So once this little band of showers goes by this morning, it depends on how much sun we get for this afternoon. If we get no sun, then the risk for severe weather goes way, way down, okay? But if we can get some breaks of sunshine, we will have to pay close attention. So there could be a few strong storms again later today. Wind gusts, the primary threat, obviously frequent lightning, downpours. And that's the other thing too. If these storms tend to repeat themselves over the same area, we could be looking at a localized flash flooding event. So that's something we're going to be watching. Some isolated damaging wind gusts. And again, we just talked about that hail potential. So that's kind of an overview of what we're watching now, what we're watching later, and into Saturday. So a lot of people chiming in. So I will try and get to your comments as quick as possible. A lot of people saying good morning, hello, good morning, everyone. Let's see, any questions I can answer. Will the Seawolves get their game in tonight? That is, you know, it depends on where the storms are. I would say that there's a good chance they will not, because I think by then it will probably be raining. Good morning, Carol from Forest County. Jeanette, hello. Hello from Meadville Rose. Hi, Kim. Cindy, yeah, never heard of CAPE until yesterday. Yeah, what CAPE is, it's convective available potential energy. So that's like the fuel for the storms. So the higher the number, we'll go back to that graphic here. Let me just get my system back up here. Go back to this graphic. And what this is telling you here, where you see those darker colors, notice the correspondence on the top. So these are joules per kilogram. That's how it's measured. Once you get up into the 2000s, that's when we start to perk up. So that's those yellow colors, okay? And you can see there are hints of yellow around us locally, and then much higher values of CAPE as you go to the west. So again, Ohio seems to be in the crosshairs, but Ohio's not that far away. So we have to keep a close eye on this. Again, this is also going to depend on how much sun we get as we head into the afternoon. And right there, that's interesting to me as we get into this evening. Notice some of the brighter colors here, oranges and reds, that are moving right up the I-90 corridor as we head into this evening. So again, the highest risk we think today for us would be between 4 and 10. So we're going to be keeping a close eye on storms that refire late today, if we can get enough sun, if they do refire. Easy for me to say. Okay. Let's see, Junior Monster Truck Tour. Tomorrow evening, I think we're going to have to be on the lookout for some thunderstorms through about 8 or 9 o'clock, okay, tomorrow evening. So we'll keep you posted on that. April says no one beats Tom Atkins. While you're stuck with me. Sorry, but Tom's great. You're right. He'll be in later, keeping you up to date as well. We're going to be here all throughout the weekend, keeping an eye on things. Let's see, Betsy, appreciate your explaining. Yeah, no problem. That's why we're here. Tonight, 8 or 9 o'clock, Phil. Well, happy birthday, number one. Okay. Probably at least some storms around 8 and between 8 and 9 o'clock. So yeah, the monster trucks in Northeast tonight. Listen, anything outside tonight, like I know they have the balloon launch going on down in Meadville. Outdoor events tonight need to be weather aware, okay? Because we do think that there will likely be some showers and storms around at that point. And some of them could be severe. Linesville tomorrow, motocross racing in the afternoon. Yeah, let's go to the Futurecast for tomorrow. I'll go back to my map and show you here on Futurecast tomorrow. Let me bring that map up for you. So someone was asking about Linesville tomorrow. We'll go into Saturday, maybe a leftover shower or storm in the morning, probably sub-severe at that point. Then we get into the afternoon. Here we are, noon, 1, 2, 3 o'clock, and notice that line coming through. We'll have to watch for some potential damaging winds with that line as well. The overall threat for severe weather on Saturday is a little bit lower than it is today, but I just have a gut feeling, just looking at that and some of the latest information into the Weather Center, that Saturday in the afternoon could be a little bit raucous as well. And yeah, so Rich asking about Lorain, Ohio. Ohio is kind of the bullseye today, right? For the strongest weather. So again, this is all going to hinge on how much sun we get after these showers pass through. You know, if we can get some breaks of sunshine, then we'll need to pay attention as we head into the afternoon. but west, especially over Ohio. That's where these ingredients are kind of coming together. And like I said, Ohio's not that far away, so it's a little too close for comfort for me. So we're gonna keep an eye on things as we head into the afternoon. Linda says, I guess I will wait to water my tomato plants. Lakeshore. Thank you, Rebecca. Appreciate it. We have a graduation party in Pittsburgh Saturday afternoon. Probably some storms down that way too. Celine, safe travels. Yeah, so there's this little batch of rain that's coming through this morning. That's not severe. And what happens after that is really going to be key to the forecast. If we can bust out into sunshine, then later this afternoon could be a little interesting with a couple rounds or at least a few localized severe thunderstorms. And you know how this works, okay? In the summertime, you know, these things are random. So some areas will get hit hard, others will just get a little light rain, and you'll go, what are you talking about, Craig? So it really depends on where these things form. If they form, if we can get a lot of sun, or if we can even get some breaks of sun, because like I said, the sun's strong, so even the slightest break of sun will help to destabilize things as we head into the afternoon. So it's kind of at this point, how we can forecast this is, you know, a couple days in advance, we can look at the computer models and we can say, okay, the ingredients are there. We have a checklist that we start to kind of check things off. But really, when it comes down to it, we can look at the computer models and say, okay, it looks good on paper, but we really have to wait and see where these things form. So at this point, it's kind of like babysitting, right? We know that there's some rain coming through this morning. That's not going to be severe. But what happens this afternoon, that is something that we have to watch. Sue, I do love my job. Thank you very much. It's exciting stuff, man. I mean, if you get a severe storm, then I feel for you. We don't want any damage, but from a meteorological standpoint, to watch this stuff come together is really exciting. So yeah, I'm a big dork about it. Oh, hey James, it's good to see you. Yeah, we could use some rain for sure. It is abnormally dry, so this will help. And I think as we go into this evening, we're going to get those storms, which will likely have some downpours in there. Okay, so if you get underneath one of those, that will be beneficial rain because we do need it. Let's see. April says, of course, you do a great job too, just expressing my loyalty as an ICAPper in answer to someone else's repeating statement, in other words. April, I appreciate it. Katrina says, it always misses my house. I'm in between Woodcock and Meadville. Well, you know, you might not miss your house today, might not miss your house tomorrow. Kenneth, yeah. So Tom will be in probably in a little while just to keep an eye on things. And then I'll probably be back tonight too, just in case things get a little, in case these storms decide to cop a little attitude. So weather to keep you on your toes. Yeah, it's fun. It's fun to watch this stuff. Plenty of sunshine in Albany, New York. Yeah. Okay, one more question from Junior. What about the tornado risk? Good question. I have an answer for you. Let's take a look at this map here. This is the tornado potential for today, later today, into tonight. Now notice it's not zero, right? It's not zero, but it's not a screaming chance either. Of course, there's always a risk, right? With thunderstorms, especially if they become supercells, they tend to rotate. So while the threat isn't zero here, it's much higher to the west. So like I was saying earlier, Ohio seems to be the bullseye here. That's where we see everything coming together. But notice that 5 percentile contour does just creep into western, far western and southwestern Erie County, far western Crawford County, and then it extends west into Ohio. So what that's telling you is the highest likelihood for a brief spin-up tornado would be points west. Certainly can't rule it out here. Not saying it's going to happen. Tornadoes are hard to predict, right? Something we're going to keep an eye on. I'd say the higher threat for us locally would be damaging wind. Again, depending on if we can get enough sun as we head into the afternoon. Like I said, if we don't get any sun and we stay cloudy, that's going to kind of stabilize everything and keep the atmosphere kind of capped, if you will, technically. But we'll keep an eye on it. Diane says, hope it's nice tomorrow. Well, tomorrow there's probably going to be a scattered shower, thunder shower in the morning, and then there should be some dry weather too. But we're going to be watching again tomorrow afternoon between about 2 and 8. That's the next chance for some thunderstorms. I'll show you the Futurecast one last time, and then I actually have to go hop on a conference call with the National Weather Service to kind of debrief with them. So Saturday. So again, maybe a shower, thunder shower in the morning. Okay, leftover, no big deal, probably sub-severe. There should be some dry weather on Saturday. And then once we get into the afternoon, notice this line coming through, okay? And again, I was mentioning this earlier. Notice how it kind of takes on that kind of bow shape, that little backwards C signature there. That is what we term as a bow echo, which usually means there's a big push of wind out ahead of that line. So thunderstorms tomorrow could also have some damaging wind as well. So that's the latest. Keep the storms away for tomorrow. Monster Jam, Monster Truck, Lake Erie Speedway. Yeah, we'll keep an eye on things. So we have the wet weather moving through this morning. The key to the forecast this afternoon, whether we bust or whether we're right on, is going to be the amount of sunshine. If we can get some sun out, watch out later today. The severe threat between 4 and 10. If we stay cloudy, the severe threat will be much lower. So it's kind of an evolving situation, and we'll kind of keep an eye on it. Amanda says, so having sun would be better, doesn't it? Yeah, no, you're absolutely right, Amanda. Sun would be a bad thing in terms of severe weather anyway, because that's going to destabilize the atmosphere even more. So we'll see if we can get some breaks of sun out. And if we do, later today, some of the storms could have a little bit of attitude. So that's the latest right now. The rain showers pass through, and then we'll be watching for more showers and storms to potentially develop later this afternoon between 4 and 10, and then again on Saturday. I got to run. Great talking to all you guys. I hope this was helpful. Just keep an eye out today and also tomorrow. And we will be here through the weekend. Tom is in later. I'm on at noon. And then, of course, if there's anything crazy going on tomorrow, we'll let you know about it as well. Alrighty. We will talk to you guys later on.